Hi ladies and gents, welcome back to Guide to Solidworks. Today we are going to be creating this CSWA practice question model. We've got our drawing information here, so we've got our dimensions and a bit of information saying that all the holes are through. Within this question we are given some information, same as the previous ones, so our model is in millimeters, grams and seconds. We're working to 2 decimal places. Our origin is arbitrary, so it doesn't matter where that is. And we have some unknown dimensions A and B, which we are given here in the questions 66 and 56. Our material is set to cast carbon steel, so we'll need to apply that material at some point. So what we're going to go through is the process of modelling this, and then from that we will find out what the mass properties of the model are at the end. So the way I'm going to do this is by first of all creating the base plate, then offsetting one of these faces and creating all the features on one face and then mirroring that across. So let's give it a go. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is go to my top plane and I'm going to sketch on my top plane. Now I'm going to put a centre line straight along here, and that centre line is going to be the overall length of my model, which in this case is 56. Now this is going to be the centre of my base plate. This will allow me to sketch half of it and then mirror that half across. So I've just roughed out half of this. Now let's put some dimensions to it. So this outside edge here to here, all the way across, is 66. So you can see that I've just taken that dimension to the centre line, to this line, from the centre line to here, but because when we dimension to a centre line it treats it as a mirror, so therefore we can actually, as we take our dimension tool over this, it will give us the distance from the mirrored part to that. We have then got our 45 degrees, so from there to there, so we're looking at 45 degrees there. And the same on this side as well. Okay, so that's already set to 45. Now what I need to do now is get some distances for these. So this front one from there to there is going to be 16. And this back one from there to there is going to be 10. Like so. Okay, so we've got the outline of the shape. I am now just going to put some holes in here, so some circles. So I'm going to put one in here and one in here. Now let's put some positioning dimensions to this. So my first position for this is going to be from there to there, which is going to be 12. No. So you can just see that dimension there. So from the centre of the circle out to this back edge, 12 mil. And then the distance from the centre of that circle to the next one is going to be 27. Given me the separation of the two circles there. I'm just going to get them in line, so click on both parts and line them up. Then the only bit that's left now is to get the distance in terms of how far in they are. So that would be from this edge to here is going to be 8 mil. Okay, then I'm just left with my diameter of them holes, which is going to be 7 mil diameter. Okay, so now I've dimensioned one up to get the diameter. If I click on that and click on the other circle, holding Control, I can make these equal to each other and they will both become the same diameter. Okay, so I've created all that profile. I'm going to mirror that across this center line. So I'm going to highlight all them lines. I'm going to come to my mirror option. I'm going to go to mirror about and select the center line there and tick. And now I've got that whole base plate to the right size. So I can extrude that, features, extrude. And my extrude in this case is going to be 4 mil. So I'm just going to change that 10 to 4. And I've got my base plate size there. Right, okay, so the base plate, the last part of the base plate is putting some fillets on, and the fillets on the base plate are all a radius of 2. So let's go to fillet. I'm going to change this dimension here to 2, and then I'm going to select one of these edge lines like so. And if I come up to my prediction options here, now this one is picking up on all of them corners, so I'm just going to pick that one and tick there like so. It just requires a little bit of left effort than going around ticking every single line or edge. Okay, now I've got this, I can now create one of my struts coming up. So I'm going to go to a plane for the center, so this is going to be the right plane, and I'm going to sketch on that right plane. I am then going to turn so that I am normal to that plane and create the profile around the top of this shape. So this is my back edge, so I'm going to come straight up here, I'm going to come across, and it's going to get a little bit trickier as I get closer to the front, because obviously we've got some circles in place. So the first one is down here, which is there, and that circle has a relationship on line with that front edge, so we'll just make that vertically lined. And then from there we need to know the height of that circle, which in this case from this top face is going to be 13 mil. And the diameter of that circle is 10. So my first line is going to come up from this front edge and be a tangent to there. I'm just going to drag this up a little bit. I'm now going to put in another circle up at the top. Now this circle is going to be 39.5 in from the back edge. Excuse me. Okay, so we've got that circle in position across. We just need to get that height as well, which is going to be 37.5 up from the base. Okay, so that gives us a view of our sizes there. Now, just looking at this, our shape here that we've got is going to come down like that to give us a vertical line straight down, and then connect into here. So I'm just going to make sure that's vertical across. We know our back height on this here, which is going to be 32. We know our diameter on this outer circle here, which is going to be 19. And this is starting to now, as you see, start to define the shape. The last bit that we're left with here is going to be this final shape. So we're going to come down from this corner. An undefined distance at the moment, and then connect to the top of there. So we will need to define some of these points up. At the moment that is going to connect at a radius of 2. So I'm going to make this point here, or this distance here, 2 milli. Like so. Okay, so that gives me all of the distances and information that I need for this diagram. Just one final check for the distance from there to there. Should be 16.5, and it is coming up at 16.5, so we're happy with that. Right, okay, so I've got all that in place. What I am now going to also add in is the circle in the back here as well, because if I add all this into one sketch, then it means that I am not having to completely re-sketch everything every time. So find for my position for where I want to put my circle at the back here, dimension that circle up, and that is going to be a diameter of 19 again. And I'm going to have one sat in the centre of that as well, which is going to be a diameter of 10. Now I've got my two diameters in, I just need to get my position. So the position of this is going to be from this back edge, 12, and from the base, let's try that again, from the centre there to the base is going to be a distance of 19. And that's everything in position. So I'm going to exit that sketch. You can see the outline of the shapes that we're after there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to features, I'm going to go to extrude, and I'm going to pick up on this sketch. Now at the moment it's struggling with what we've got there, as it's trying to do a fin feature on that sketch. I'm going to get rid of that fin feature, and I'm going to get rid of that contour at the moment as well. What I want to do is take bits at a time and extrude these out. So I'm going to take, I've not closed that off, there we go. So if I quickly close that sketch off, then we can see where we can finish this. Zoom in, click there, closing off line on the bottom to close off that shape. Okay, so now I can go to extrude using this sketch, cancel the fin feature, and now I can select the contours that I want to extrude out. So I want that contour there, and I want that one. In fact, let's just start with that front one first, that middle one. Now this whole section is going to be extruded out. So I want that out to be a thickness of 8 mil. So I'm going to change that from 4 to 8. However, I don't want it to start here in the centre. Sorry, not 8 mil, that's going to be 4 mil. I don't want it to start in the centre, I want it to start a distance out. And I want it to start a distance out of 20. So I'm going to go, instead of starting the sketch, I'm going to go to an offset. I'm going to set that to 20. And when I've got that at 20, sorry, not 20, half 20, 10. When I've got that at 10 out, I'm going to flip the side to the extrude. So it comes in on itself, like so. Okay, I can tick there now, and that gives me that centre base in there on one side. Now I've got these extra little bits to add in, so let's add some of them in. So I'm going to use this sketch again, and this time I'm going to go to extrude, and I am going to select this top feature here and this feature at the back here. Now these again are going to get offset to 20, sorry, to 10, half of 20, but they are going to be extruded by 1 mil. In one direction and 4 mil in the other direction, like so. Now the last bit is this one at the bottom here. So this is going to excuse me. If we use that sketch again, and I go to extrude again, and I'm going to click on this circle here. I'm going to again set the offset to 10. In direction 2, I'm going to go 4, bring it back, and in direction 1. Now we are currently out to 18, so we need to go another 4, I think it is. Let's work that out. So we are currently going out, we can type it all in here to make sure. So the gap's 36, so 36 divided by 2 gives me 18, and I want to divide that by 2 again, so 18 divided by 2 gives me the 9, so that's the distance I'm going to be coming out there for that front section. Now on this top section here, I'm going to click in here, and I'm going to sketch on there, and I'm going to put a hole in this top section through the centre. So I'm going to hold on this outer rim, find the centre of that circle, and then I'm going to put a diameter in for the size of that hole, which in this case is 8 mil. Like so. Now if I go to features and cut, and I'm just going to cut through there. If I take that to through all, then I know it's going to go all the way across. Okay. Now we've got that, we can just add our final parts in here to give us a bit more of the final profile we want. So I'm going to add some fillets in. So my first fillet is 2 mil, and that is going to be going on this back edge there, and also on the bottom base parts here. My second fillet is going to be on the inside edges of these circles, and they are going to be 0.5 for the two inside edges here. So fillet, change that to 0.5, and I'm going to be doing this inside edge here and this inside edge here, like so, and take that. Now there is two that I've missed. I've missed out on the one here and on the side here, so they are both 2 mil, so I'm going to go to fillet 2 here, edit that, and also include in that corner and that corner, like so, and tick them, and we get them fillets in there. Okay, so what we now need to look at is how we get this across to the other side. So this is going to be a simple mirror. So I'm going to go to my features tool and go to mirror, and I'm going to mirror bodies. Click that, and if I go now to what I want to mirror about, which is going to be the plane that goes through the center of here, which should be the right plane, and you'll see now how it puts everything across. Tick there, and we've got a mirror of the component that we were creating on this side. So now we've got that in place, I just need to apply the material, which is cast carbon steel. So if I go up to materials, right click on there and edit material, I'm going to come down here until I find my cast carbon steel, which is there, and apply that material. Close that off. And now once we've got this in place with our material on, if we go to our evaluation tab and mass properties, we should find our mass properties for this component being 239.09 grams, 240 if you want to round it up a little bit, so 240 grams roughly. Again, if we wanted to check our options, we can make sure that everything is set, so we're in millimeters, grams, millimeters cubed for volume. We've got our decimal place to 2. If we wanted to change any of that, we can just use the custom settings to change that, but document settings are fine at the moment. Okay, and that's that tutorial completed. So that takes you through the 4th example of your CSWA practice question. So if you like that content, please give us a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and hopefully that's helped you out. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.